This video is brought to you by AKSIAS.
So, very good evening to all of you. I'll tell you a few common basic things rather than to succeed in an interview. I'll tell you how not to mess up an interview. First thing is be yourself in a UPSC interview. Most of us try to inculcate or develop a personality which does not belong to us over a period of 1 or 2 months, which doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Your personality is shaped from your childhood. What's your name? Huh? Harish. Harish, can you change in 1 month? Can your personality change in 1 month? No, right? But most of the UPSC aspirants, at least few, make this mistake of changing their personality especially for UPSC interview, which will backfire on them. Please say. So, I would like to tell you, be yourself. Do not fabricate in an UPSC interview. Do not lie, because our age is equal to their experience. They are all above 60 plus. They are a constitutional authority. They get there after retiring from some service, some college, they are academicians, they are scientists, whatever. But they are all above mostly 60 plus. So, our age is their experience. So, the moment you lie, they will catch you like this, because they have seen thousands of people like us. So, do not lie, do not fabricate, be as close to yourself as you can. The more closer to yourself you are, the more you being you are, the more chances of you getting into the service. If you don't know something, tell them you don't know. That's it. No shame in accepting. You cannot know everything. You are not an encyclopedia. Nobody can be an encyclopedia. The very fact that you are entering into Dholpur House, which is the UPSC building, is a testimonial that you have abundance of knowledge. Your knowledge is already tested in mains examination. Now you don't have to tell him statistics, and you don't have to prove that you are so wise, intelligent, you know everything on the earth. If you don't know something, straight up tell him, I'm really sorry sir, I don't know the answer to this. No harm. And generally what happens is, after 2 or 3 no's, now the aspirant gets panicked. Because he feels that the interview is going out of his hand. Again, I would like to tell you, if you don't know something, don't bluff or don't make up something. It's absolutely fine to tell any number of no's in the UPSC interview. Because after all, what they are testing is the same thing, which is your temperament, not your knowledge. They are testing your personality. If you are panicking after 2-3 no's, only God can help you. Be confident. There are a lot of things you know, which they might not be knowing. So, there are a lot of factors like this. Only one thing is, maintain your cool, maintain your composure, be confident, always wear a smile on your face. It will definitely fetch you extra marks, if not reduce your marks. So, that's one thing I would like to tell about UPSC interview. And generally there is a huge myth and hype outside that UPSC interview is a very stressful interview. They try to corner you. There are 5 guys, you are 1 guy sitting in the middle. They bombard you with questions. They give you uncomfortable looks and all that. It's absolutely not true. Most of the boards of UPSC interview try to actually comfort you. Try to make you as much as comfortable, because they'll also have a good time with you. If you are in your, comfort zone, if you talk to them nicely, they also have a good time. So they understand your anxiety. You have put in a lot of hard work to reach there. They definitely realize and value it. It's not like that they just want to finish off the interview and just go. They definitely have all the patience in the world. They listen to your answers. They listen to what you say. They try to make you feel comfortable. So do not buy these things, or do not go with these things that UPSC interview is a stressful interview and all that. Sometimes some boards, they try to create a stress interview, but that's I'll tell you one thing. If such a situation happens to you in an interview, take it positively. Think that it is actually happening for your good. Because the more they try to stress you, the more they try to corner you, the more you remain peaceful, the more you remain calmer. They'll be absolutely delightful and so impressed by you that this guy here, we have tried to corner him, but he is rock stable. He was always wearing that smile on his face and is confident. Only for your confidence they'll give you good marks. So don't think that knowledge is important in UPSC. Knowledge is of course important, but knowledge is not the only thing in UPSC interview. It's about your temperament, your attitude, your personality, and how cool you are. That's it. For example, I'd like to tell you a few questions from my UPSC interview. My board chairman was asking me, because I wrote playing cricket, like many of the Indian crowd play cricket as their hobby. I also wrote at that time. Now I have a lot of hobbies. Back then, playing cricket was one of my hobby. So I wrote playing cricket. He asked me, which captain you like, MS Dhoni or Virat Kohli? Whom do you like as a captain, MS Dhoni or Virat Kohli? Virat Kohli was not captain back then, but he just wanted to know whom I liked. I told MS Dhoni. Then he said, why MS Dhoni? Why Virat Kohli can't captain India? He's definitely captaining India, no? Nothing wrong with Virat Kohli. But then I told him, I feel MS Dhoni is more cool, more composed on the field. You know, he's much more, he's so composed that it gives him the time and space to think about the situation and react to it in a positive way. Virat Kohli is a brilliant player, but then he sometimes probably gets carried away by his aggression and his emotions on the field. After that, members asked some questions. Again, the questions went back to chairman. He asked me again, okay, both Sachin Tendulkar and Sourav Ganguly have captained India. Whom did you like most as a captain? Without even thinking, I said Sourav Ganguly. He asked me why again. I told him Sourav Ganguly is one captain who changed the face of cricket in India. He has built a very competitive team, that and this and all. And he asked, what is the problem with Sachin Tendulkar? I told I'm nobody to certify that there is a problem in Sachin Tendulkar. He's a legend. He's a legendary cricket player. But as a captain, I felt Sourav Ganguly was much better because Sachin Tendulkar as a player was wonderful, but as a captain, I thought he could not handle that captaincy pressure so well as Sourav Ganguly. I'm sorry if there are any Sachin Tendulkar fans here. I have nothing against him. It's some conversation I am just pointing out in my interview. Interview will go very jovial here. You don't need to actually think much about interview. I would try to tell you that you focus on prelims and mains. Try to maximize your score in mains, so that sometimes you do not even need to depend on your interview. Of course, you don't know how much you have scored in mains, but you always have that confidence. If you have written your mains wonderfully well, you will go with all that confidence into your interview room. And interview preparation, I would like to say, I'll tell you what I did. I used to read 3 newspapers every day. I did not read my entire GS again for interview. No. Why would I read some world history for interview? Probably they might be asking me, but I've already studied that 2 months before. It is not in my childhood memory, right? It's still in my fresh memory. I can recollect probably. But definitely there is a chance that they will ask you something which is ongoing, which is a current issue. So, I used to read 3 newspapers, the Hindu, the Indian Express and Times of India for interview. Because Indian Express sometimes gives you very good articles. Hindu is almost like a Bible for any UPSC aspirant. That's one newspaper you have to continuously read throughout your examination process. Times of India, because I told you, interviewers are little old chaps, above 60 plus and all. Times of India is a little colorful paper than Hindu and Indian Express. I hope you understand. So they are bored by, that's what my friends told me back then, they are bored by this normal Hindu and other papers and all. they need some masala. Times of India gives you a lot of rumors, different things and all that. So they also read it. Along with that, there is some good news in Times of India also. So I just read it for the case that probably interviewers might be following this. Other than that, there's no fixed rule that you have to go with Times of India. But what I'm trying to emphasize is that be on a current mode in interview than a conventional mode. Do not read your entire GS syllabus again for interview. If you have so much time, okay. But if you sometimes interview date is announced and interview is within 21 days or 30 days, something like that. That happened to me. I had 28 days, something like that for my interview, 4 weeks. Some people had 45 days, 50 days, 60 days, like that. So for them probably, they can go through all the entire GS syllabus. I didn't have that luxury. So I stuck to watching some videos online, like Rajya Sabha TV, there's something called Big Picture, I used to watch it. I used to see listen to some debates in News on Air, like Spotlight, or I do not remember exactly, but there are bulletins in News on Air, which are again some government official or some person is invited and they have a discussion. So those kind of things help in interview, and always interview again discussing with your peer group. A group will be automatically formed after interview. Don't worry about a group, because who are all selected for an interview will definitely form a group and they discuss. Go to any institute, all these chaps will assemble there, get together and they start discussing, so that your horizon again broadens about the subject. That's about the interview.
This video is brought to you by AKSIAS.